Okay. You want to practice one more time?
Ty говоришь по-английски.
Perfect. Man, like amazing. Okay, so let's get it started. Hi, Max. How are you doing?
Hey, Dasha. I'm excited to be here.
Thank you so much for letting me come to your new office space, by the way, and congratulations on this. So I think 6 months ago, I interviewed you for Forbes when you announced your 30 million Series A, right? How have things changed since that moment in Superpower?
Gosh, I feel like the mission is more the same and true than ever.
Okay.
Everything else feels like it has changed, right?
Yeah.
What used to take us maybe a year to build, we can now build in a month, which is really exciting because that means we can actually have a vision for the future and make it happen. When we spoke, we were $500 a year.
Yeah.
Now we're $199 a year. And we do around 3 times more than we used to do. So it's an incredible offering. When we spoke, we were in a waitlist mode. We had around 150,000 people on the waitlist.
Yes.
Now we don't have a waitlist, and we have thousands of people coming through every month. And we're growing quickly. The team has probably tripled in size. We have a new office. So a lot's happening.
Yeah. How many are you now?
45 on the core team.
45. Yeah. And you just moved into a new office space. We're going to show it later, right? Will you give me a tour?
Yeah, let's do it. We call it the world's healthiest office.
The world's healthiest.
And potentially the world's funniest office as well. The secret to a funny office is just hire Australians.
Do you have many Australians in your team?
More than half of the team's Australian.
Seriously?
Oh, yeah.
Is it like intentional or accidental?
Oh, yeah. I'm an Australian supremacist. I'm trying to build the Australian mafia.
Oh my God. Okay. So if you're not Australian, good luck to try to get hired at Superpower. Okay. But yeah, a lot of things. You mentioned that it's now so much faster to build things. Why?
Yeah. I think a big part of it is cultural. I think part of, if we look at moving fast, there's probably 3 things. One is, do you hire the right people? And we set the bar not at good, but insanely great. Right? And when someone is good on the team, one of the number one conversations I have with our team is, this person is good, therefore we're going to have to fire them. And the reason why is the bar has to be insanely great. And the second there's one person who doesn't meet that bar, they drag the whole org down, and it becomes harder to bring on insanely great people. So the first part of shipping fast and doing great things is just bring on great people. Great people want to work with great people. The second part is culture. And the way I think about culture is, do we understand the principles of velocity? And I think of the principles as velocity as, are we questioning every requirement, right? If I'm told something takes 2 months, my response is always, okay, well, assume we had to do this in 2 weeks. What would have to be true? Because there's always a 2-week solution. We just have to understand the trade-offs.
Yeah.
Part of culture is deleting process. And then part of culture is creating an environment where it's fun to work hard. Most of the team is in here on Saturday and Sunday, at least on Sunday. And that's not because they have to be. We don't tell people, here's when you have to be in the office. Instead, what we do is we hire great people and we say, let's just have fun. Let's work together, work alongside your friends. And then probably the final part of moving fast is constantly increasing cycle time. So having urgency against a certain goal, right? I said to the team 2 weeks ago, we're going to complete our end of year roadmap in the next 2 weeks. And on Friday, we completed it.
Oh my God. Were they excited?
I think at first a mix of like fear and excitement and trepidation and disbelief. And then in retrospect, everyone's like, whoa, this is so amazing. We've shipped so much. The product's completely different.
Yeah.
And we did it in 2 weeks. So I think now they're excited.
Yeah. But it's funny. When I asked you this question in mind, I saw that you would tell me, oh, it's because of all these new tools available. That's why we move so much faster. But it wasn't your answer. It was about hiring and culture.
Oh, it's all about people.
Incredible.
Yeah. I think tools are trivial. People are what matter.
And also another question here is, you mentioned that we can ship everything in 2 weeks or so much faster. It's a matter of trade-offs. So how do you prioritize things?
Personal life or for the company strategy?
Well, in general, but let's start with the company strategy, yeah.
So I think of it as there's typically one thing that matters more than everything else. And when we find that one thing, how do we make sure that just about every action within the company is supporting this one thing? Last night at midnight, I sent this video to the team. It was just a little loom. And I said, here are the 2 things that matter for the company right now. And the gist was, if what you're working on day to day does not support these two things, it probably is not important enough. And that's really important because there are very few things that matter. My job is to identify them and make sure the company is oriented around them. That's prioritizing. At the same time, 20% of our time is going to go to the incremental, the experimental, the next bet. So 80% on the core, on the priorities, and then 20% on the experimental.
Does it mean, like, let's say if I'm your employee, I look at my calendar and I have a lot of meetings, meetings like fill out your calendar pretty fast. And you tell me, okay, here are the two things, Dasha, that we have to focus on, meaning I cancel everything and I just focus on these two things and I leave only calls that I related somehow to making these two things possible.
So the way I think about it is everyone will have the one thing that is their individual priority and they have to get that done. I don't care how they get it done. All I care about is whether that is getting done. And to get that done, you can say no to things that are not that. In fact, you're encouraged to say no to things that are not that. Now, sometimes you're going to want to say yes to other things, which is okay. It's fine for us to do some other things which support another team or support an emergent priority. That's okay, so long as your most important thing gets done. And it's never an excuse. You can never say, I didn't do my most important thing because I did these three other things. I don't care. Like, you can do whatever other things you want. They can be great, but it cannot come in the way of the most important thing.
Got it. Okay, so you're pretty strict, a strict leader here.
I just think it's very easy for people to get in this world of productive procrastination.
Yeah.
They don't think they're procrastinating because they're doing work.
Yeah.
But it is procrastination because it's not the most important work. And tasks tend to be exponentially distributed. The most important thing tends to be like 10 times more important than the third most important thing. And if we genuinely believe this is true, we have to get that important thing done. And we will say this to people. We'll say to people, like, don't go to a meeting if you don't think you're going to be productive. If you're in a meeting, do other work. I don't care. Like, so long as you're present for the meeting and contribute in the ways that you're meant to, if you're doing other work, I don't mind. We're not going to have arbitrary rules. Our job is to get the task done, not to say, here's all of these arbitrary rules.
I see. That's very cool. And I have a quote, is your Twitter and LinkedIn is very fun to read. So I highly encourage everyone to start doing this. So raising capital isn't what matters. Hype milestones don't count. It's easy to get addicted to hype and think that capital means success. It doesn't. So what should we celebrate then? If not rounds raised, what is success for you?
Building something great that millions of people use. I think SiliconValley is addicted to the hype, addicted to the fundraise. There are people who build companies purely for the ability to get a headline or say, I've raised this amount of money. It doesn't matter. There are so many companies that have raised money that are not doing great things. There are so many companies that have raised money that have failed. The important thing is, are you building something that matters and scaling it to millions of people? Now, capital helps you get there, but we don't celebrate the capital. We celebrate the thing we built, or the thing that allowed us to get capital, the thing that capital is going to allow us to do. That's what's worth celebrating. I will often have people come to me and say, oh, Max, congrats on this and congrats on that. It's so exciting. And my general response is, we have done nothing yet. Like, the more someone congratulates me, the more annoyed I get, because I'm like, you think this is good and I think this is not good yet. So you can tell me this is good, but it's not going to get through and it's just going to make me annoyed because we're not there yet.
So what are you happy about? What milestones, like customer love?
We put out a survey to our members the other week. And we asked them, how does this compare to your primary care doctor? And 93% said it's far better or life-changing.
93%?
93% said far better or life-changing.
Well, that's something to celebrate.
Which is crazy, right? And that's worth celebrating. We had our first cohort renew and we got our retention data came back. And it was way better than we expected. That's worth celebrating. We did a bunch of data science work and we saw the member outcomes. And 88% of members improved their vitamin D between tests and 83% improved their A1C, the diabetic marker. 83% are less diabetic than they were. That's incredible. Like, that stuff is worth celebrating.
This is amazing. So some real actual things that your product helped them to achieve, right?
Totally.
That's what makes you happy.
Yeah, totally. We didn't start the company to raise money, right?
Yeah, for sure.
We didn't start the company to get headlines.
Think a lot of people are confused here.
Like Silicon Valley, I joke that Y Combinator has become the new McKinsey. And the hacks, the status seekers, the ladder climbers, they used to go to your McKinseys of the world.
Yeah.
And now they start a tech company. And they don't start a tech company because they authentically want to create something in the world. They start a tech company because it's the thing to do. And I'm very distasteful of that.
Did you go through YC?
No.
See, interesting. Okay. And I wanted also to talk about your crazy numbers that you had when you launched Superpower, like back to 6 months ago, right? So you had 145K people on the wait list. You had like 1 million views on the launch post. That was like super wild, like 100K website visits. How did you do it all? I mean, you haven't even launched yet at that moment, but the numbers are wildly crazy. What's your secret?
Yeah, it's so interesting you say they're crazy because in my mind, I'm like, yeah, they're better than most people's numbers. And they're not that good. Like the bar should be, why don't we have 5 million people on the waitlist? Why don't we have 10 million people visiting the website? I think that my general contention is that the best of what is out there in the world is maybe a 6 out of 10. Mm-hmm. And that's a really empowering view because it means that if you're the best in the world, you're still 6 out of 10 and you can be so much better.
Yeah.
Right? It's always possible to be better. So that's probably the first general framing. Now that said, I think what we did was useful to progress the company forward. The foundation of all of that was building a brand that stood for something. The way I think of brand is not how do you look, but it starts with what do you believe. So before we had a landing page and a website, we had a manifesto. And that manifesto said, here's what we believe about the world. And people rallied behind that. Then we tried to express the brand through an award-winning, visual, beautiful website. The first one was, our current one's not. Our current one we're going to fix. But the first one was a distinctive visual identity that stood for something that was emotional, and then all sorts of viral marketing drops in the world. So we gave our early members like these baseball cards with their biological age that they'd post on Twitter. We created something called the world's healthiest hoodie, which was a hoodie, fully organic cotton, non-toxic. They sold out in a few minutes. People relisted them on eBay and grailed for thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
So we did a bunch of these marketing drops as well that helped create awareness that translated to waitlist signups.
Yeah, but like a little tiny question here is like, I talked to some founders even about like Superpower, and they're like, how did they do that? Because like before our launch, we were struggling with actually letting people know about this launch. So even like if we take the World Healthiest hoodie, right? How did you encourage people buying that? Yeah, you mentioned that like you have great website, everything, but you still need people to find it out.
Yeah, I think the first part is making sure you have a good idea.
Okay.
Right? And I think something doesn't inherently go viral. Something goes viral if it is reflexive with culture and an idea that already exists. If you look at Mischief, they specialize in viral drops.
Yeah.
The way they think about virality is you take an existing idea within culture, you inject personality or point of view, and then you push it back at the world. And we see this with most things that are viral.
Interesting.
Right?
Yeah.
You might have seen the Timothy Chalamet video going viral yesterday. Timothy took an idea which exists within culture, a Zoom video, he injected point of view, and he pushed it back at the world. Clearly, their launch video was a skit of The Social Network, right?
Yeah.
Took an idea in culture, injected point of view, pushed it back at the world. Our hoodies exist within culture. This idea of microplastics and toxins exists within culture. We took those two ideas, we combined them, we injected our point of view, we pushed it back at the world. So when you play with culture and you actually have an idea that is strategically sound, it's far easier to go viral. So I don't think you can make anything viral. I think you actually need an inherently viral idea. And then you have to think about how to execute the virality. I think the three things that need to be true to execute virality are like distinctive visual identity. It has to look captivating in some way. Distinctive verbal identity. Word choice really matters. Small change in word choice drives big change in outcome.
Oh, yeah.
People do not appreciate this enough, but words are probably more important than visuals. And then the third thing which has to be true is when you launch, you need a core nucleus of people amplifying it, right? You need some sort of existing distribution to launch into.
Yeah. Okay. That's almost like an ideal template to launch a viral video right now, which is like super cool. And another big part that I want to ask you about is hiring. I think like your hiring strategy is very special and unique. And I don't know how did it get into your head? Like who like advised you or how did it all happen? But I want to talk about it more. And I have another quote of yours. Today I have so many. And this one, it's crazy to me how few people actually aim to hire best in world, but aiming to do so often makes it possible to do so, right? So basically, you're talking about like hiring underrated 20 years old people and so on and so forth. So can you tell us a little bit more? Why, like, when I talk to different founders, they all say, oh, we need this superstar. And they really want to hire some exceptional people, but they also struggle with that. And then people who are trying to find a job, they also struggle because they don't understand, like, okay, like I'm not ex-Google, not ex-Instacart, not ex-Airbnb, so what do I do? So how do you look at hiring?
We thought we hired some of the best people in the world, and we had to fire most of them. So we clearly did not.
Oh, okay.
So I think it's very, very, very hard to hire someone who is already the best in the world. And the reason why is if they're genuinely already the best in the world, they're running $1 billion company. They're being paid millions of dollars a year. You can't hire people who are already best in the world. It's basically not possible. What you can do is try to predict who is going to be the best in the world.
Yeah.
And that means finding people who are young but brilliant and who have extremely steep growth curves and identifying them early, right? We have a bunch of young people on the team who in several years' time will probably start $1 billion companies. We can't hire them after they've started a $1 billion company. We can hire them before. So I obsess over this idea of how do we find people, and maybe haven't done a lot yet, but are inherently really brilliant, have very steep growth curves, and how do we radically empower them? Most of our leadership team is under 30. And we didn't start that way. We had a bunch of 30-year-olds and 40-year-olds and older people, and they were good initially. And then very quickly, the 23-year-olds became better than the 40-year-olds. And the reason why is those 23-year-olds are the kind of people who are going to create incredible companies on Earth, and they have insanely high slope.
How do you identify them? What is there? What should be their insight? Yeah.
I think typically they have done exceptionally well at most things they've set their mind to in a slightly idiosyncratic or spiky way, right? If someone's just done well, like they just have good high school marks and university marks and played competitive sport and got a competitive job, that's like kind of interesting, but it's not spiky. It's not interesting. Instead, we look at someone who has done exceptionally well. They did well in high school. They have high IQ. They're conscientious. They're winning hackathons or math competitions. They're designing, but then they have some spiky things to their nature. They've typically started a company. They've typically put something out into the world. They have some sort of non-linear nature to their path. That's what we look for. So incredibly smart, typically with some sort of spike in the direction of having founded something or stepped out of the traditional path. Mm-hmm. That's probably logically how I'd articulate it. To be honest, when I'm actually doing it day to day, it's more a feeling. And the feeling is, do I enjoy chatting with this person? Mm-hmm. And if someone frustrates me, I've learned that that is my intuition saying that there's some sort of talent gap.
Yeah.
And if someone is really interesting and I want to keep chatting and I'm learning things, that is my intuition saying this person is really talented. And 3 years ago, I didn't trust my intuition that much, right? Because I didn't have the reps. Now we have hired dozens of people. And after you do that, you start to get the reps and see, was my intuition right or wrong? And I've learned that this is it's not right in all areas. It's wrong in a bunch of areas. In this area, it's nearly always right. So I've learned to trust it.
Do you talk to all of the new hires? Like, are you like deeply involved into the interviewing process?
We won't hire someone unless I've spoken to them.
Okay. Yeah. That's incredible. And you also mentioned that the key to success of these people is not only these people, but also how you empower them, right? So how do you empower these young, ambitious people?
My view is give maximum context, maximum direction, not at the level of do this task, but around this is what's important for the company. And then give these people maximum freedom to make things happen and say, go cook, go make something happen.
Yeah.
And that is a really high variance approach in the early days because you're giving people without a lot of experience a lot of freedom. Mm-hmm. And in the early days, that creates a little bit of a J-curve effect. You go down the payoff curve for a little bit because these people are learning. But very quickly, these people do learn and you go up the J-curve and they become incredibly talented far faster. So we try to make everything public. I share board meeting notes with the company. I share investor updates with the company. I'll record around a video once a week or twice a week and share it with the company. And it's basically like, here's what I'm thinking. Here's what matters right now. Let's just share those thoughts, because if you have that context, then you can start making decisions. We try to have a flat a hierarchy as possible. I tend to believe senior is an arbitrary construct.
Yeah.
We basically don't have titles. We try to say everyone is the name of the function. If you're in product, you're just called product. If you're in design, you're just called design, right? And a lot of the small things add up to giving people the sense of empowerment.
I love that. Now, this is very interesting. But another question. So you mentioned that probably most of these hires will start their own companies, right? Is it kind of like, does it hurt when you invest a lot in people and then they leave? Or like, are you okay with this idea? And it actually makes you even more proud if your employees will go and start incredible companies.
Well, if we look at many of the greatest companies on earth, they tend to have the most founders within them who have started other companies, right? So it's kind of inevitable if you hire enough talented people, some are going to leave to start companies, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Like that means we've probably hired well. At the same time, it's incumbent on us to make sure that the best people stay. And that means giving them more empowerment, more scope, making sure they're having fun, and giving them a ton of equity.
Yeah. And I think you also mentioned somewhere that overpaying is better than underpaying. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
So typically when you overpay, it means you're paying 2 times more, two times more than average. That's what overpaying means. But paying 2 times more allows you to get someone who is 10 times better. So it's like you pay 2 times to get someone 10 times. And you're like, hold up, there's a 5 times arbitrage in here. So one of the best because pay scales linearly, whereas talent scales exponentially. So one of the arbitrages is actually finding someone overpaid because it typically means that they're going to be they pay 2 times more, but they're 10 times better. So there's maybe something in there.
Okay, now this is very interesting. Meaning that, and this is true for a company, right? It's for all the employees. So meaning that like it's a little bit like more investment into the like payroll and all of the things, but it still pays off, right?
Yeah, again, it's a scale, and depending on the role, there are times when you do not want to overpay. Like you say, okay, we don't have to for this role, but I think for the roles where you can have an exponential talent distribution, the best engineers, the best product, or the best designers, that's where you want to overpay.
Yeah, that's amazing. I think that's actually pretty cool. And I also overheard that not only you have talented and ambitious people, that Superpower also has one of the most good-looking teams in San Francisco. Is there a special criteria that you check as well? How did it happen?
Well, if you're healthy, you look better. That's true. Like we know 100%. That's true. And most of the team is pretty healthy. I think we're a pretty high-taste company. We have a distinctive visual identity. Yeah. And if someone's high taste, it tends to mean they also care about how they look. So maybe that's part of the correlation. So maybe there's some things in there. I'm also being slightly facetious with that tweet. Yeah,
no, but that's okay. But that's actually true. So, it's good to bring some fashion to San Francisco and also to look at healthy and good-looking people. I definitely agree with you here. And, talking about the health, right? So that's what I wanted to ask you next is about this era of personalized health. What are you building? What is your bold mission? So can you tell me a little bit more about that? And how do you see the future of health?
We are building a new healthcare system. And the reason why is because the existing one is not actually keeping people healthy. It's not preventing disease, and it's not enhancing human life, right? It's well documented that it's failing. If we look at what a new healthcare system looks like, we believe that we have to empower people to have access to most advanced diagnostics, advanced therapeutics, and AI to tell them what to do rather than human doctors, right? So fundamentally, we want to build a new system that gives everyone access to the frontier of medicine in the lowest way possible.
Yeah, and I think you also call it kind of health on autopilot. Is it the right term to say that?
Where the world is going is to what I call opinionation, which is once an AI has sufficient context on you, your data, your preferences, etc., it can tell you exactly what to do.
Mm-hmm.
And if it has enough context, it'll be right and we will follow it. This is true for health as well. So the strong form implication, I think, of AI for human health is that everyone has an AI that puts their health on autopilot. It tells you what to do, it orders everything for you, and it's right every time because it has full context. We're not quite there yet, but that's where we need to get to.
Yeah. And right now, Superpower is membership based, right?
Yep.
And it's like $199 per month, right?
Per year.
Per year. $199 per year. God. And I really love this post that you had that like 150 million Americans own Amazon Prime, then Netflix, then Spotify. So next is Superpower. Is that your goal?
Minimum.
Minimum.
Yeah, minimum. Like the way we think about the membership is, let's say we're priced somewhere between $100 and $200. What is the best possible thing we can provide at that price for everyone to own?
Mm-hmm.
So the strategy with the membership, there's two parts of the business. There's the membership and the ecosystem. The ecosystem is everything you can buy for your health. And we try to bring the frontier of diagnostics and therapeutics to people at the lowest cost. The membership, we basically sit there and say, what is the best possible membership? And every day, every week that goes by, we just add more and more to the membership, right? So right now the membership will start with an annual diagnostic.
Mm-hmm.
We'll test over 100 plus blood biomarkers, which is incredible because if you went to the hospital to get that, you're set back $2,000 or something. So part of the $199 a year will give you 100 plus blood biomarkers. We pull all of someone's data into one place. We collect as much from someone as possible, connect wearables. And all of this builds what we call someone's digital twin. So it's a digital profile of someone that allows us to know what they should do. And all of that comes together to create a protocol. And the protocol is really, really, really important because this is the health and autopilot. The protocol is this thing that says to someone, given your preferences, your budget, your health goals, your health data, your personal history, your family history, what do you do? What is the exact thing for you? Someone will get that protocol within the membership as well, which is constantly updating. We're constantly saying, here's what you should do. Let's update it. Let's update it. And then within the membership, someone can chat with the AI. Most of our members go to before ChatGPT now for health questions. You also have 24/7 access to a medical team. So you can pull out your phone and just text the medical team. And you also get 20% off everything. So you get basically at-cost supplements, at-cost pharmaceuticals, at-cost diagnostics, or at least cheaper than Amazon, cheaper than Hims, cheaper than anywhere else. And all of that is $199 a year, which is crazy.
$199 a year. So it's around $16 per month, right? That's, if you go to the hospital, you'll spend so much more. I pay my insurance and still every time I go to the doctor, I still have to pay even more.
Oh, yeah.
And that's insane. So and so here you basically get so much and you have this membership and you get in control of your health and this is amazing. So you believe that slowly we'll get to the point that every person will also think about health and have this kind of health membership at Superpower.
Yep. Correct.
Yeah, incredible. And the other question is also, what do you do for your health? I know that you are very particular and you have some life hacks. So can you give me 3 health tips that you personally do that helps you be good looking, healthy, full of energy, and so on and so forth?
Number 1 is I have this superfood smoothie every day.
Superfood smoothie every day? Got it. Okay.
Which has around 50 grams of protein, 30 grams of fiber, a ton of antioxidants, and a lot of gut supporting compounds. So we solve protein, fiber, antioxidants, gut, all in maybe 300 calories, and it fills me up 1,000 calories, which is crazy. So I'll do that every day. And that's probably number 1. It's just a simple thing most people I genuinely think should do. Number 2 is what I call passive optimization. So how do we use existing moments in our life and get more out of them? For example, every time I go up and down the elevator, I will meditate for 20 seconds, right? When I'm at my desk working, I'll use hand grippers for grip strength, or I'll stand in a slanted board to stretch my calves, or I have resistance bands, and I'll do band pull-aparts. So how do we take moments of our life that we are already using in some way and just add a little bit more to them, right? So I'm not saying create more time, I'm saying get more from the time you already have. So that's number 2, passive optimization. And then number 3
Love that.
is, I have to say peptides. Everyone thinks I'm the peptide dealer of San Francisco.
Yes, I've
So
heard that.
I think peptides are going to be the biggest consumer category in health of all time.
Can you also explain to people who don't understand what it means and how you can get them?
Peptides are these compounds people are injecting into themselves to give you superhuman-like abilities. Now, GLP-1s are the peptides most people know. And we now have compounds like GLP-1s, like Ozempic's GLP-1. We have compounds like GLP-1s for every other health goal.
Yeah.
There's ones for cognition that make you smarter. There's ones for sleep that help you sleep better. There's ones for energy that give you a lot of energy. There's ones for longevity. There are ones for healing. There's ones for immunity. No one in our team ever gets sick, or at least the people who take this compound never get sick anymore. So we have these frontier peptides. The market is still early. There's still some risk, but I think this is going to be a mega category. So, but yeah, peptides, number 3.
So as of now, can you order them online somehow? Or like, how does it work?
Yeah, we sell a handful of them.
At Superpower?
Yeah.
Okay, so if someone is interested, they can just go to your website and find this information, or just reach out.
You need to be a member.
You need to be a member. Oh, okay. So this is like a special perk for members.
Yeah.
Do you take all of them? You mentioned different categories.
I take a few.
You take a few. Okay, not all needed.
No. I probably should take more.
Yeah,
I think I'm just not being disciplined enough, and I probably should take more.
Well, I mean, if you're not disciplined enough, I don't know who is disciplined enough. Because like while listening to you, I was like, oh my God, this like passive optimization, like always like so smart, having great ideas. Do you ever rest? Like, do you just do nothing? Like, I don't know, what is your guilty pleasure?
Gosh,
do you have it at all?
Yeah, I think my closest to a guilty pleasure is like good food and good wine.
Okay. So you drink alcohol?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't get drunk. I can't remember when I was last. But like, I drink wine probably 3 times a week.
Is it healthy?
I think it's fine for you. Like if you're having a very small amount,
and
it's high quality wine, there's not a sufficient amount of evidence to say that is bad for you.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at empirical data, it actually is associated with a longer life. If you look at blue zones, most of them drink small amounts of alcohol. If you look at mechanistic reasoning, you can make arguments for and against. The arguments for is that it's antiviral, antibacterial, it's an antioxidant, it increases GABA. And then there are a bunch of arguments against as well.
Yeah.
So I think on net, like if you're having 1 glass 3 times a week, I don't think it's going to move the needle in either direction.
I love that.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
You just, like, gonna officially allow me to have 3 glasses of wine a week. So.
Yeah, totally.
As a health expert. Okay, last question. You had, I think you had some bunk beds in your office that disappeared. So my question is like, what happened? And the other thing, is it all about 996 culture, having the beds in your office? Tell me more.
I hate this label of 996.
Ooh, okay.
We work more than 996.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
We don't tell people when they work or how much they have to work.
Yeah.
We don't do any of that. Instead, we hire people who care about the mission, and we create a really fun and meaningful environment. And within that context and culture, people can choose how much they want to work. They can choose when they're in the office. Now, if we've hired correctly and we're working on important things and it's fun, people want to be there.
Yeah.
Right? We have dinners in the office on Saturday and Sunday night, a bunch of the teams in.
Yeah.
Not because they have to be, it's because they genuinely are having fun. Right? Like we spend an hour laughing together and socializing together. That's fun, right? We have all sorts of activities and games in the office. So that's kind of how I think about 996. On the bunk beds.
What happened?
We got a triple bunk in one of our rooms.
Just to make your people comfortable.
Yeah, like for some reason the building thought that meant that we had 3 people sleeping there overnight. I can guarantee the lawyers in the building that it was not for the purposes of living in an office. It was the purpose of a nap pod during the day. They disagree, so we got an eviction notice, and the bunk bed no longer exists.
Are you sad?
I was very tempted to just like fight the building and enter into a lawsuit because I don't like being told what to do. But I just think right now we don't have the time for it, so we're just like listening to them for now, and then maybe in the future we'll fight them. Because they're wrong. There's no law against not having beds in an office. You're not allowed to live in an office. We're not living in the office.
Yeah.
They're nap pods, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes if someone's in super, super late, they will sleep overnight. Sure, they can sleep under their desk. They can sleep on the couch. That's fine. You're not allowed to, if you're working until 4 a.m., not get a 3-hour nap before you wake up the next day. We don't have people living here, and therefore we're not doing anything wrong. And therefore we're right and the building's wrong, and therefore we should fight it because the truth is what matters. But we don't have time to do that right now because we have more important things to work on. So we'll fight it when we have time.
We'll fight when we have time. The final thought. What's your main goal till the end of this year that you want to achieve, personal or work related?
The main one is to get Superpower's product and to a certain place. We have a goal for engagement and how much engagement post the action plan people have. And then we have a goal on the marketing and growth side as well. So they're the important things for me right now.
Amazing. Thank you so much. You want to show me your desk?
Yeah, let's do it.
High five.
Cool.
Yay.
Start with the water bottles. So 2 water bottles. This one here has water with trace minerals / electrolytes added.
Okay.
This is just normal water. The reason this is really big is that I fill up my teapot from it. And that's because I don't like walking back and forth to the kitchen. And the reason I keep the teapot at the desk is because I make Japanese gyokuro green tea every day. And the first steep requires water of 1 temperature. Yeah. Then you got to go warmer for the second steep and then warmer again for the third steep. So I adjust it and do this all here.
Okay, nice. Looks clear.
A good microphone. I often use this with my iPhone on it as a camera because the quality is just far higher than this camera. These are excellent headphones. So I've got these ones which are wired for the desk, and then I've got another set that I use when I'm like walking around. This is a standing desk, so you can stand. This is nicotine, which is probably my favorite nootropic. It's really, really good for cognition and focus. It's also probably neuroprotective. I think nicotine is one of the most underrated compounds in the world.
Seriously?
Yeah, it's really good for you.
It's totally healthy. It's not like it.
No, it's really healthy. It's genuinely really good for you. Now, if you have too much, you can get addicted. I don't have too much, but it's a really powerful compound. This is an air purifier, so I keep that on my desk. These are some supplements I take at night. And then
not peptides though.
No peptides. Peptides have to be in the fridge. And then I have a bunch of tea here. So we have like the Japanese
not the plastic bags, you know, like
green
not
tea.
This,
No plastic.
Special ones, okay.
So I've got this one. I've got a bunch of different ones. This one, and then probably the best one, the highest quality
for
is
tea lovers.
This here. This is, I think, like an $80 tea, but it's very good. And then I have a bunch of small exercise equipment. So I have 2 lacrosse balls. Oh, okay. And I'll use the lacrosse balls just like to roll my feet on. And then under the desk, I've got a walking treadmill just here.
Do you actually use it?
Yeah, so I'll use, oh shit, this fucked up. Oh, not good. Okay, that didn't break. That could have ended poorly.
We're fine.
We're fine. So walking treadmill, and then I have the little pad as well to stretch my calves. And then over here, a bunch of resistance bands. I'll either use this for band pull aparts or like exercising my neck. This is a heavy 10-kilogram bar, and you can do these with it. It's pretty heavy and hard to do. I don't have the mobility. And then here's I think a 60-pound kettlebell.
28 kilos, okay.
Yeah, 28 kilos.
I'm still thinking in kilos, you know.
So yeah, that's the desk setup.
Perfect. So that's
there's some more things. So this here is a headband that you can use to improve focus. So I'll use that sometimes as well. It's just like a headband and it increases your focus.
Well, I guess if something happens, you can actually leave here at this office and be fully set up with all the necessary supplies for
literally.
Living.
Well, I get here at 9 a.m. and I stay till like 1 a.m. most days. So
9 to 1, everybody, attention please. Okay,
so you can. I have a gym session during the day though.
Okay.
But like,
keeping healthy, right?
Those hours are probably, 16 hours, 7 days a week. You can do the math on that, but it's more than 996. Yeah.
Okay, amazing. Thank you, Max.